वेलकम बैक ख़वातीन और हज़रात। और पाकिस्तान में जिस तरह हम पहले भी बात करते रहे हैं, बहुत से ह्यूमैनिटेरियन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस यहाँ पर काम करती हैं और यहाँ के मकामी लोग भी ज़ाहिर है उनके साथ मिलकर काम करते हैं। और हमारे यहाँ वैसे भी अगर देखा जाए तो खिदमत खल्क़ का जज्बा है, लेकिन ये देखकर बहुत हैरत भी होती है, खुशी भी होती है कि दुनिया भर में जो लोग हैं, ज़ाहिर है अल्लाह ताला तौफीक देने वाला है और किससे कहाँ काम ले लेता है। आज हमारे साथ जो पर्सनैलिटी मौजूद हैं वो एक अमेरिकन हैं और उनका करियर स्टार्ट हुआ था यहाँ, अगर प्रोफेशनली उनको देखा जाए तो वो एक म्यूज़िशियन और सिंगर थे। म्यूज़िक इंडस्ट्री से उनका ताल्लुक़ था, लेकिन जैसे जैसे ज़िंदगी में वो मुख्तलिफ़ जगहों पर जाते थे, कॉन्सर्ट्स करते थे और अपने फ़न का मुज़ाहरा करते थे। फिर 9/11 हो गया और उन्होंने अपने होटल से वो तमाम मनाजिर देखे जिस तरह लोगों की हालत थी, और उस वक्त उन्होंने सब छोड़ छाड़ के, ये मैं बहुत जल्दी में आपको सारी स्टोरी बता रही हूँ, और उन्होंने सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़ के ये सोचा कि अब मुझे लोगों के लिए काम करना है। फिर उन्होंने पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन डॉक्टर्स के साथ भी काम किया, अमेरिका में भी काम किया, फिर यहाँ पर जिस तरह हमारे पास ज़लज़ले और सैलाब आए हैं उसमें भी काम किया, पाकिस्तान आकर काम किया। ना सिर्फ आकर काम किया बल्कि 18 साल से यहीं पर हैं। हमारे साथ इस वक्त मौजूद हैं कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव डिज़ास्टर रिस्पॉन्स सर्विसेज, जो कि CDRS कहा जाता है, और उसके तहत आपने देखा है डॉक्टर ताहिरा भी जब हमारे पास आती हैं तो हाउस ऑफ ब्लेसिंग्स की बात करती हैं, जहाँ फैमिलीज़ और बच्चे रहते हैं वो जिनके पास शेल्टर नहीं है। दीगर और भी इनके काम है, एनिमल रेस्क्यू का भी ये काम शुरू कर रहे हैं, बहुत सी और चीज़ें भी कर रहे हैं। टॉड शे जो कि फाउंडर ऑफ CDRS हैं, वो हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, हाउ आर यू?
Walaikum salam, Nusrat. How are you?
I am good, and good to see you, good to meet you and talk to you, because I wasn't expecting that I would say assalamu alaikum and you would respond. But you have been doing this for 18 years now.
In Pakistan, yes.
In Pakistan, yes. So wherever you go, people
It'll
say
be 18 years in October.
In October. It's right in the,
very
at
close,
the corner,
yeah.
So what about CDRS? Because I gave a brief intro of CDRS and how you started after being a singer and musician, and different incidents they brought you in this position and compelled you somehow to start CDRS.
Yeah, I had been to a few disasters before that. After 9/11, which was just by fate and by chance and wasn't planned. I went down there and helped, but it changed me a lot. I realized I was good at disaster logistics, I guess because my life's been a disaster in many ways, at least up to that point.
And why would you say that? You
well,
have to, yeah.
I lost my mother when I was 12, and then I fell into the wrong crowd, into drugs and things. And
really?
Music saved me. I played in a rock band, but also was not really on the right track. I had not dealt with my mother's grief in the right way and didn't have a lot of support at that time. And it took me some time to get away from the drugs and concentrate on music. But then I finally did and started to be successful. And I was supposed to perform for a lot of record companies at a club called CBGB's Nightclub, set up by my manager, Sid Bernstein, who'd brought artists like the Stones, the Rolling Stones and the Beatles to America in the 60s. So he was retired, but he was still a very influential music promoter.
Okay.
So that concert was scheduled for the September 12th, but it never happened because 9/11 happened ahead of it. And so I worked there, went to a few countries as kind of a volunteer. By the time I'd come to Pakistan, I'd already been at like Hurricane Katrina and the tsunami in Sri Lanka and things. So when I came to Pakistan...
So what brought you to Pakistan? Because there were calamities happening in the US as well, and you've been working with organizations there. So what brought you to Pakistan?
Well, the day I got back from Hurricane Katrina was the same day of the earthquake. So I literally went in the door, 5 minutes into the door, sitting down with my son to a pizza. We turned on the television and Pakistan earthquake is on all the news. So it was such a big disaster that it was being covered extensively, and so I thought I should go there. So I decided to go there. Even before I figured out how I'll get there or what I'll do, I knew that they would need help with logistics. So I called the Pakistan embassy after Googling their number. And they gave me the number of a group of Pakistani American doctors from APNA. And Imana, Islamic Medical Association of North America. Both fine organizations that I still to this day collaborate with. The Imana team was just in SWAT at our Mother Child Health Center. APNA has been supporting us a lot, especially during COVID and the floods last year.
Right.
We're doing a lot with them, from building houses to food packs to all kinds of aid.
So it was your first time in 2005 that you came to Pakistan?
Yeah, so I joined up with them immediately.
Okay.
They said, yes, we need logistics people. So I went with them, and after 2 weeks, we were all supposed to go back. So we saw what a terrible disaster this was. And
so did you have any prior perception about the country before coming here? Because a lot of people, they thought that Pakistan is situated at some alien planet or something, and there are security concerns and other issues. So people kind of, they are reluctant coming to Pakistan.
Yeah, there's some people that actually had warned me, don't go there, you're going to get killed there, there's terrorists there, this country hates Americans. And I heard this talk. Yeah. But I'm kind of an open-minded person, and I also have a mistrust of what a lot of our media and government in U.S. tells the citizenry. So I'd already had that kind of feeling that that I wasn't being told everything that, and I thought, well, I'll find out for myself, and I'll see with my own eyes what's going on here. And but I already felt that I will find good people, and there's bad people, there's good people everywhere.
Yeah.
What I did find out is that Americans are told 2% of the truth 100% of the time. The other 98%, good people like you and all the fine people of Pakistan, we never hear about that. We never hear about the children of Pakistan, the good things. So I guess there's an agenda somewhere to keep Pakistan being a demonized country in the West, and a scapegoat.
Good to hear that, yeah.
But after 2 weeks, by 2 weeks had gone by, and I had a completely different impression of the country. I found the people to be very beautiful and resilient, and
so did you
hospitable.
decide at that time that you would reside here?
Well, no. I was asked by the team of doctors if I would stay until the emergency was over. And I said, sure, I'd love to. So I stayed, and doctor teams would come and go, and I was responsible for their, transportation, their communications.
Wow. Like a local.
Their security, their food, their medicines, their resupply.
Everything.
Whatever they needed, I was supposed to take care of. And I also put a team together of local people and some volunteers. Even a lot came from Karachi.
Yeah.
And so we worked for a couple weeks, and they asked me to stay. I stayed for another 5-6 months through the winter. And then I really fallen in love with the children of Pakistan and Kashmir, and the food. I've gained 100 pounds.
Seriously?
Yeah, I've gained 50 kg. I've gained over 50 kg.
तो हमें ये दुख की जरूरत नहीं है कि हम मोटे हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में आप आए हैं और इन्होंने 100 pounds gain किया है.
मजेदार खाना.
मजेदार खाना.
बहुत जबरदस्त मजेदार खाना.
Very nice.
The children, the mountains.
Yeah.
So much.
The scenery overall.
Yeah, Pakistanis who haven't been out of Pakistan, they may take it for granted, this country, but to me, having been to many different countries, and even after the earthquake, I went to Haiti, I've been to Bangladesh, Rohingya camps, I've been to Japan, earthquake in Philippines, storm that was there, the typhoon. So I've got a lot of different countries to compare it to where I've been, and there's a magical and mystical quality to Pakistan. There's something about Pakistan that I didn't feel anywhere else, and
it means
I felt
a lot.
at home.
Coming from you, it means a lot.
I felt at home here, and so I think Pakistanis should feel that their country is a special place, and that it's a place worth staying in and fighting for, and making better what needs to be made better, rather than going somewhere else. Because and I'm not saying don't go somewhere else, because I love many Pakistanis in America and other places who support me, and they do great, and they come back and they help. But I'm just talking in terms of the fact that there's so much good here that maybe people here don't realize
there is a potential
how good it is. Yeah, they don't realize that what a wonderful place is right here.
Right here, yeah. डेफिनेटली। और जिस तरह पाकिस्तान की इन्होंने तारीफ की है, पाकिस्तान एक बहुत खूबसूरत जगह है, इसको टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड ना लें। ये कहते हैं दुनिया में आप जा सकते हैं, आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले आप ज़रूर जाएं, लेकिन ये वो जगह है जो रहने के काबिल है। अल्लाह ताला और आसानियाँ हमारे लिए करे। सो व्हाट अबाउट द शेल्टर हाउसेस एंड अदर प्लेसेस दैट यू आर डेवलपिंग on the humanitarian grounds?
So we've worked in every disaster in Pakistan, zalzala and floods and earthquakes and all those things.
All the disasters.
All the different disasters. The IDP's crisis in Swat and in North Waziristan.
In 2012 and 13.
Yeah, so we did a lot of medical relief, of course, delivery of food and water and hygiene products and tents and blankets and things that are needed in disasters. But around towards 2015, there was Pakistan between the IDP's crisis in North Waziristan area and Banu and that area where we were working up until COVID hit. There was 4 or 5 years where there wasn't as many big disasters. We got a little bit of a break. So during that time, we got into water projects.
Okay.
So we have now over 700 water projects in the country.
What sort of water projects?
We have everything from simple hand pumps to reverse osmosis.
Making it easy for the people and accessible for the people.
Yeah, clean drinking water, easily accessible. And so some of the plants are, solar powered with reverse osmosis filtration, deep water wells and gravity flow systems in the mountains and different kinds of whatever is needed in that particular area. So 700 water projects. We have 3 House of Blessings for widows and orphans, and one of them is for differently abled children and families. We also have 2 centers, clinics in remote areas for mother and child health.
Mother and child health. Okay.
And we do medical camps as well in different places. Even we've done them in Karachi with volunteer doctors. And we also have
animal rescue. You are starting.
We do animal rescue and welfare. And the main that we've just opening this weekend, one in Malir. We have one in Islamabad that we started 2 years ago. The very first center.
Why in Malir? Because people would want that at the center of the city.
Well, it's actually a lot of people don't want you having a lot of dogs somewhere, right?
Okay.
So out in the farmland, in a little bit where there's some farms and there's some countryside, you can have a lot of dogs and cats.
But the service is available to whole city.
Yes.
They may connect and they may rescue an animal.
Yes, and it's a city of beyond 25 million people. So there's a lot of dogs, and it's more than one organization, or even 10 organizations can handle all of them. You can't do it all, right? But we do everything that we can.
So how would you want people to get connected to you or participate in that venture, animal rescue?
Sure. So the main thing is not just animal rescue, it's trap, neuter, vaccinate, release. So we neuter and spay the dogs so that when we release them, they cannot make new unwanted puppies and kittens and things. So the idea is to reduce the population, reduce the rabies and the dog bite cases, and all of those things. And dogs that have been treated are more docile. They don't bite as, they're not as aggressive. And it's not just training, it's actually their hormones after the surgery, they are more calm. And much more friendly and less likely to be a problem when it comes to biting.
Instead of poisoning them, which usually,
or shooting them.
or shooting them, which happens most of the time, we do have a cure for that if you operate them.
Yeah, the thing is that in the Holy Quran, it's very clear about how to treat animals. And you can shoot a dog that's attacking you or a vicious dog, or you can't do that to a mother and her puppies. It's not Islamically permissible. I'm sorry. I've talked to scholars who know Islam much better than I do, and it's not Islamically permissible. It's also, by the way, scientifically ineffective. It doesn't work. If you take and kill all the dogs in a certain area, then that area is empty of dogs. First, the rats and mice population will come up. Secondly, within a couple months, more dogs on the periphery will come into new territory because they're looking for new territory to claim.
And
so they're more aggressive. They come in, when they come into new territory, they'll be more aggressive, more likely to bite. If you take the dogs and you treat them and you put them back in that society, let them live their life, you won't see new puppies growing up the next generation and more. So the population will be controlled. The rats and mice population will be controlled. And then those dogs will hold that territory from other dogs coming in. And they will be more friendly and docile, and they won't be as much of a problem.
Right.
Rabies will be down, and dog bite cases.
Let me translate a bit for the audience as well. जिस तरह ये लोग एनिमल रेस्क्यू करते हैं और डॉग्स को रेस्क्यू करते हैं, इनका बड़ा अच्छा पॉइंट ये है कि उनमें जो हार्मोनल मसाइल हैं उनको ऑपरेट किया जा सकता है, फिर वो काटते नहीं हैं, वो उतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं करते। तो जो हम उनको पॉइजन कर देते हैं ना, जो हमारे यहाँ ड्रिल चलती है, या लोग शूट भी कर देते हैं। हाँ, अगर वो आप पे अटैक करे तो आप शूट कर सकते हैं। इन्होंने होली कुरान का जिक्र भी किया यहाँ पर, जो बहुत अच्छा लगा, क्योंकि इनकी अपनी रिसर्च है और पढ़ाई है। तो उसके तहत ये है कि आप अपनी जान बचाने के लिए तो शूट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन एक जो माँ और बच्चे हैं, अगर वो कहीं हैं तो उनको इस तरह ना मारें, पॉइजन ना करें, शूट ना करें, बल्कि उनकी जो ट्रीटमेंट है वो कर सकते हैं। और अगर आप सब डॉग्स को ख़त्म कर देंगे तो आपके पास चूहे बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे। ये इनका पॉइंट है। इस तरह की और बहुत सी रिसर्च है। सो यू आर डूइंग phenomenal work, and it's a pleasure to talk to you and to know about all of this. There is a lot of information, there is a lot of research that you have been doing, and
there's one other very important point.
But you have to tell that to us in few words, because
sure.
we have to end the session.
Allah created wolves. But man created dogs out of wolves. We took wolves in the wild thousands of years ago and made them, over years and years of breeding, they became dogs. But they are from wolves, which Allah created. So they're our responsibility. Under Allah, they're our responsibility. And when we shoot them and poison them around the country, then of course we're inviting the wrath and the anger and the punishment of Allah. So don't kill them like this. Do the trap, neuter, vaccinate, release like Turkey did, and it's now like a heaven for animals in Turkey and for the people. The problems are
I think you
eradicated.
must pass on this information to the relevant department who's looking after all of this, and who carries out the different drills.
We're trying to get them to change their thinking. And inshallah, eventually we will.
Inshallah.
We've started working in the government in Skurdu. We made a very first agreement between a Pakistan district government and an NGO.
But you have to come to the bigger cities as well.
We are here now. We've opened. But that is the first, it's historical. It's the first ever agreement to not kill dogs and to do the trap, neuter, vaccinate, release. So that's the first, and hopefully eventually we'll have the whole of Pakistan with our partners and other NGOs working together on this.
Wish you all the best for that. Thank you so much for your time. And I wanted to ask more questions about the Shalwar Kameez, if you want to say something in one line. And I wanted to listen to a few lyrics of yours or a little bit of music so we could end this session.
Well, I love this Shalwar Kameez because it's so comfortable. It's like being in my pajamas. You know, it's very comfortable. And my wife Fozia loves that dress. I have a son, Mohammed Sultan. He's 2 years old. My little American Pakistani American baby. You can call. But I really love being in Pakistan. I enjoy it here. That's why I've stayed. And we have wonderful employees like Tahira, who runs the House of Blessings here in Karachi, which I encourage people to contact her and contact me at cdrsworld.org.
So the next time you would be here, we'll ask you to sing first and then we'll talk.
Sure.
Right now, we have to just wind up this session. Thank you so much.
Dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan, Dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan.
Very nice. Break.